All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We are live with the Provoke Coach podcast. So, as always, I have a very special guest with me today. And, not only did I get a chance to really share the stage with this gentleman, through our speaking engagements with the Circles of Champions, but I really got a chance to be a spectator and really sit back as he spoke at the last event I was at, the seminar with, really, Blessed and Unstoppable. So, look, I have with me Mr. Jeremy Davis. Thank you so much for being our guest today.
Thank you so much for having me, man. I'm blessed to be here today to share this platform with you and talk to so many people. And hopefully with tonight's message, we can impact somebody who relates to me or who may know somebody and can give them this video and just let them know to keep fighting, keep pushing forward.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm glad that you said that because, really, sometimes we lose sight. It's not just another podcast or it's not just another live video or anything like that. I think there's a lot of things that get drowned out there. We really want somebody to hear your story or to feel where you came from, at these different times in your life to possibly provoke positive change in somebody down the line. It might not be today, might not be tomorrow, might be in a year from now, who knows? But the idea is we spread the word a little bit. Well, look, I'm honored to have you here with us today, to talk about your story. And we're going to get into your story a little bit, but there's a lot of people that are listening and watching right now that they might not know exactly who you are. They might have seen you, kind of heard of you, whatnot, and so on and so forth. So I'd like for you to kind of give us a present day. What is Mr. Davis up to right now?
Well, as most would love to call me, Pretty Boy Davis, former MMA fighter. But now, I'm Jeremy Davis, aka Mr. Be Great Today. And I'm living life. I'm really living the life that I know was meant for me. And of course, like us all, we all have our ups and downs. But right now, I'm a personal trainer, building my own facility, building my brand, building me, and bringing my character into the world in another way, such as fitness. I found fitness, a long time ago, and it did something to me that I think, and I've proven can help others. So what I've now done is just pretty much started from ground zero, building this masterpiece. And I'm excited for what's to come. I really am. So, just helping people transform mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually is what God called me to do. So today I'm definitely an influencer with the power of the tongue, and also being physical. And a lot of talk has been that I need to get back into my mixed martial arts career. So we're working some things out, working with my schedule to hopefully step back into that octagon. So right now I'm enjoying life. I'm a amazing father. And I'm loving this new version of myself.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So I'd like to talk about kind of each one of those things. If you don't mind. So, let's first talk about, you're not just a personal trainer, right? Like, let's just, kind of be real here. You have a personal training studio that's pretty kick-ass that, your clients are just, head over heels. Sure. Of course they love you, but, you're really getting people some fantastic results. I know because I see it. I follow you, I watch, all of your clients, posting their testimony. So, you have quite a few clients, right, in your studio?
You froze on me a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Can you sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Are we good now? Can you hear what I'm saying?
You're completely froze, and then you sound like a robot.
All right. All right. Can you hear me now?
Ah, there you go.
All right.
We're
Yeah.
good to go.
All right. Sorry. Technical issues, everybody. We're a couple of meatheads here. I mean, we know health and fitness, not technology.
Oh, there you
Um,
go again.
all right. All right. Looks like we lost Jeremy here. We'll get him back, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate your patience. All right, ladies and gentlemen, looks like Jeremy will be getting right back on here pretty quick. Fortunately, that's how these lives work.
Boom.
Are we good?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
It sounds better.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. Am I frozen
Yeah, you're a
still?
little breaky. It breaks up a little bit.
All right. Well, let's give it a shot. Well, look. I was kind of getting ready to ask you a million questions, but I know that essentially your studio, you got quite a few clients now. You got quite the following. Is that right?
Yeah. So right now, the gym's pretty much growing. It's a blessing that that I keep growing. It really is. Especially during COVID. Keeps kicking me out.
Yeah, you probably got just a bad connection there. If it's kind of throwing you out there, I don't know what it is. Because I'm good on my side. So can you? Can you hear me all right? There we go. I can hear you.
Oh, that sounds better. Yes.
All right. Yeah.
Better. There we go.
All right. All right. So we'll try this again. All right. Take two. Yeah. So, I guess with your personal training studio, like I was kind of alluding to, it's not just a couple of clients. You're not just a personal trainer. I mean, you've got quite the following.
Right.
You've got quite the client base going. It's definitely growing immensely, in possibly, a very challenging time in the world. I mean, can you kind of tell us kind of how you pivoted that and, how'd you create that setup?
Yeah, so during COVID, I was running a phenomenal kickboxing gym, a gym that I turned around completely when I, obviously brought my background of mixed martial arts there, my love for fitness I brought to this gym, and just being, in that mindset.
Yeah.
And of course, like we all know, when COVID hit, a lot of things shut down, and what was probably one of the top 5 things, a gym.
Right.
So I was struggling. I had a daughter on the way. I panicked. I really didn't know what to do. But I knew that there was fight inside of me. I come from a family background that I'm raised by fighters. I truly am. So I knew I had to do something. So I worked at Target, and I was, doing unloading trucks and just really thinking of a plan, because I knew that wasn't for me. I knew I wasn't going to unload trucks forever. That's just not what I wanted to do. So I started to put a plan together. I had a vision, and I said, why not? I just got a nice house. Why not start small in my garage and just see what happens?
Yeah.
And of course, the word getting out, from my past clients that were in my kickboxing gym, they just kind of like glued to me, the personality, the background that I had, the experience, and just being in that fitness field, they loved it. So they came over, and they didn't care that it was in my home. They didn't care that I didn't have all this, $10,000 worth of equipment yet. They didn't, that didn't matter. And so when that happened, something went off that I had something here. And I slowly just started to build and invest in me for the first time ever. For the first time ever in my life, I invested in me, in my brand, in my name. I didn't call my gym, LA Fitness. So, I didn't do none of that.
Right.
I called it me, because you are coming because of my background, because of my character, what I want for you. And that's what I think has allowed me to grow and continue to grow right now as we speak, to something phenomenal I see in the future. And I think all my clients that I have now, I think each and every one of you, I think all my clients that I have that are going to be presented to me in the future, I'm very, very thankful for each and every one of you.
Yeah, 100%. And I guess, let's talk about the future. I mean, I know you started speaking. Well, you've always kind of spoke, but you've really been taking it, to that next level and really branding. Essentially, you're speaking, which is a lot like what I'm doing right now. We get it, once you get the taste of it, right? And once you get in there and you can start impacting a lot more people. Talk to us a little bit about the speaking.
Yeah. So, I got pretty much into speaking through my story, right? Without a test, you have no testimony. And my mentor, Dr. Billy Alsbrook, who got to share this stage with you, and I've been a part of the Blessed and Unstoppable World Tour with him. It really just set off because he helped me through my whole journey, right? So the speaking kind of just arose out of me. I started to put my fitness industry and then just my story and what I've been through, in 32 years, what I've been through is a lot. And so I realized that let me just put these two things together and I have something here. And, they help each other, right? Because the motivation, the inspiration, the message goes right back into the fitness industry. I push all my clients to excel higher than where they truly believe they are now in their life. And I know that works, so for all those out there listening, I know that works because I'm walking proof of it.
Right.
If I just take some of my own medicine and then go into the gym, I'm going to get the results that I want.
100%.
That I've been looking for. So speaking really just one, allowed me to break free of the shackles that I've had on myself for so many years. And really allow me to grow my fitness industry and really grow my brand, because now I'm just putting those two together to be different and separate myself from any other fitness trainer, any other, motivational speaker, impact influencer. I'm bringing you a mind, body, spirit from the ground up.
Perfect. 100%. And I guess I'll ask you because, that's a lot like how I feel. I know for a fact that the mind body connection it has to be strong. I've spoke to people and have taught people that didn't value their physical health, right? And they were ultra successful, in their business and things of that nature. I mean, and even in life, except for their physical body. And then on the flip side, I've had some people physically have everything connected, and then not quite be up to their full potential, right? Mentally in their purpose. What is that connection like? What have you learned, I guess, with your business or how you do your speaking and how you do your motivating and inspiring? How do you take those two and work them to your advantage to help people?
That's such a powerful question. Here's probably the best way I look at that. And you're kind of saying it there. If you do without the one, you're imbalanced.
Right.
I feel that for myself, and we'll get here into my story soon. It is if I'm out of alignment mentally, physically, I'm not going to go crush it in the gym. I'm not going to go torture myself and know that I can do more in there. I'm just going to do the bare minimum, maybe nothing at all. But to my advantage to excel in life and to present a more joyful Jeremy Davis, I have to be right mentally first. I have to put the hours in here mentally first before I can put them on my body physically. Yeah. So using that, what I've allowed myself to do is spend that morning time, 5 a.m., every single morning to align myself mentally for the day, because viewers, we are going to have challenges every single day.
Yeah, 100%.
So you might as well make that bed perfect. We should strive to make that bed perfect. I made a post today about that. You should strive to make your bed perfect, because that's going to set the tone for the day. So you've already completed one task. So for me, it's that task, then taking time to do all my gratifications, do my I am affirmations, get alone in the word. Because that's my time. That's my time to get right mentally. So then now I know what goes on in this world, maybe what goes on in the gym. I'm going to dominate it. I'm going to do it to the best that I possibly can, because I've aligned myself up for success for the day.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's literally, if I don't do those things, I'm off, man. And I'm here to tell you guys the truth tonight. I made the post clear. I'm here to bring truth. There's days where I have never aligned myself. I didn't even take the time to align myself. And guess what? I had a crappy day. Yeah. I had a horrible day. I was spiraling downhill. So it's important that we find something. It truly is that it don't have to be.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Jeremy. Do you think, I guess, because there's a lot of people out there, and I guess you said something that kind of stuck with me. Physically, I've gone through days, right? Like almost on autopilot.
Yeah.
Where, and I've accomplished a lot. Mm-hmm. right? Physically,
Right.
I guess, you kind of go through the motions. But
Oh,
you said something like mentally, if you're not mentally there, like, sure, you can go through the physical, but what for?
what
You know
for?
what I mean? And I guess, elaborate, I guess, on that a little bit. Do people need to get their mental state fixed before their physical state? Because there is a connection.
Yes. 100, like, as you guys can, mental health, I'm huge on it.
Yeah.
And there's so many reasons why, and there's so many reasons why I wear green. There's so many reasons why this
Yeah.
has to be right first.
Yeah.
Because for so long in my life, I thought the physical was all I had.
Yeah.
I thought that's
Yeah.
all that I needed.
Yeah.
And I was completely wrong.
Yeah.
My mindset wasn't even in the right place at the right time, not once. And that drove me down the wrong path because of my mindset, and thinking that the physical was all that I needed to be successful.
Yeah.
So
Well, and
mindset,
because it's an image thing, right?
yes,
Because, when you think about, your story a little bit, and you think about where you were physically, I mean, here you are, a top level professional athlete.
Mhm.
And those people that are listening or watching right now that don't know what that means, in any sport, that's badass. In any sport, that is, you think you're good until you get there, right?
Yeah,
And then you're nothing.
right.
Like, I remember, growing up wrestling and in sports, you think you're hot shit until you get someplace else to where everybody's hot shit.
Yep.
And then the hot shit gets to even hotter, like it's just always an up game. So you think you got there. And I guess you think you get there physically. And a lot of people probably have this issue, and it may not be physical, right? Like,
Right.
I'm not just talking athletics here. I'm talking about professionalism as well.
Yeah.
There's top level CEOs that, have their MBAs and that, get all this winning, but then there's something missing, right? I guess let's roll back and let's kind of talk about that part of it, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
speaking about it, because I think it's important.
It's huge, man. And, my life and just going backwards. Let's take a stroll back in my life, right? Self-destructive individual. My brother and I, we had the life growing up. My mom and our dad spoiled us, rotten. If we wanted something, we got it. We didn't really need the mindset. We just needed to compete. That's all him and I did, is compete. Football, right. Basketball, soccer, track, you name it, we were doing it.
Yeah.
So again, there was that physical ability. We were athletes. We are going to make it.
Yeah, 100%.
But we never were instilled of the mindset. Our dad was a phenomenal tech savvy man, on his way to that next level. The next level. Yeah. My mom running her business. So Tim and I, we will follow these footsteps of just being athletes. For myself, that slowly just kind of what I wanted. I wanted to be this phenomenal athlete, and I had no brains, man. I was okay. I was okay, let's say, but like you were saying there with doctors having all these degrees, I was missing something.
Yeah.
Right. This athlete wants to go play college football as a high school superstar, number 3 in Pinellas County, as I'm here from Tampa, Florida.
Yeah.
And I was going to make it. I was finally going to, let my mom have the house, all those things. And again, physical appearance. I lived this life, and I was I had it all. I really did. And, I was ready. I was ready for everything, but it got harder. Finally being a college athlete, it got tough. Athletes on top of athletes. You're battling against all these superstars across the globe.
Yeah.
and I failed. For the first time in my life, I failed. I got to show out. I tore my labrum. And what I do, I run home because I don't have the brains to go through this school. I don't have the brains to, keep this persona up.
Right.
Which most of us do today. We wear a fake shield in this crazy world, and we can't live up to it.
Yeah, 100%.
So I ended up coming home and really just right at that moment, I knew something was wrong. I was missing a piece of my life. Started to really get just out of character, doing things that I know I shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
Got presented to mixed martial arts. I thought that would bring me some discipline in my life. You know, I hear all great things about it. Never really was into it prior to that. Never even heard about it. I got into mixed martial arts and fell in love with it. The discipline, the hard work, the work ethic, all these things. But guess what? That physical appearance again.
Yeah.
Right. The physical appearance was there. I had to be in shape. I had to look good and, all these things. So again, I blow up in mixed martial arts. I go 7-2 as an amateur. I turn pro. I'm 3-0 as a pro. I'm in the spotlight. I'm on articles. I'm in news feeds. I'm all over people's social media. I'm on Fox 13 because as I do a story from my mom who beats cancer at that time for the third time. Shout out to my mom who's beat cancer 10 times.
Wow.
Melissa Fiver. She's the reason why we're fighters and really in this family.
Yeah. Wow.
So with all of that going on in life, my dad and my relationship is rocky. It gets really rocky. And he ends up passing away at the age of 40. And I held so much guilt in my life. I had so much anger in me, so much, all the animosity, the anger, and just, I let my family down. I let my brother down, I let my mom down. I let him down.
Yeah. Wow.
That beats that mentally just screws you up completely.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
So I really just spiraled downhill. I started, selling drugs. I thought that'd be the way. I was in and out of strip clubs, living, and again, putting a shield on, living this fake life, going after what everybody would call success, the house, all that stuff, girls.
Sure.
Living a lie.
Right.
Some of us have a problem with that today. So ended up doing that, fighting, living in the spotlight, I would say, right?
Yeah.
At the age of 30, I faced a heart attack. So,
wow.
Life
was it stress? Was it cutting weight? Was it?
I believe it was me cutting weight. I walk around about 175. I was fighting at 145.
Oh, yeah.
So I cut a lot of weight to be bigger, to be the bigger person in the octagon, right?
Yeah.
I think that had a big toll on me. I didn't recover properly.
Yeah.
Long story short, it screwed me in the long run. I ended up hitting a rock bottom hole, man. I really started to seep into this thing that we call, and a lot of people now probably have seen, is depression.
Yeah.
I never heard of it. I never really paid any mind to it. Thought someone was just kind of bringing you a pity party, as we talk about now.
Right.
But I was really facing a life battle. I was really battling something deeper than just your basic depression.
Yeah.
I hit a hole, man. I was back then I was recently engaged. I get left and I'm lost. Again, I've lost everything in my life. I've lost the money. I've lost my fighting career as I think, right? And now I've lost someone that I thought I was in love with. And I'm alone in this apartment. How am I going to pay these bills? Because if you remember, I'm not like I'm intelligent, but I wasn't trying to go work a 9-to-5 and be glued to a desk and push papers, and this wasn't me.
Right.
So, what better way than just to call it quits? A beautiful Saturday. I got home from work. My dog was allergic to the grass, the spray pesticide out there in my complex. So I had probably maybe 32, 33 pills left of his. I ended up taking all those and chugging a bottle of Cuban rum, hoping to God and praying everything that I would not wake up, that something terrible would happen to me, because I did not want to be here anymore, man. I did not want to be in this life anymore. I was hit rock bottom. I let everybody down because everybody saw me in this limelight. So I was living for them. I was never really living for me.
Yeah.
Right? So hitting rock bottom and wanting to come up with this plan, that was the first time I've put a vision, I've put a plan in place.
Yeah.
I executed. Okay, I could take, and listen, Google will tell you whatever you want to know.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
A lot of us in this state, right, in depression, those are the things you go to. What's the easiest way to get out of this? What's the easiest way? And that, to me, at that time, that was the easiest way. Even though I've been surrounded by fighters, my mother battling cancer since she was 21 years old, I didn't care.
So I guess, and let me interrupt you for a second. Yeah. What, I guess, was going through your head at that time? Was there elements of fear? Did you go to a place that, because I've heard people talk about, they go to a place that it gets dark quick, and there's not much of reality that really kind of sets in. And it's like you're almost an out-of-body experience.
Yeah.
What really happens, I guess, at that point to where you're thinking like, good night, because clearly, that much liquor, I don't care if you're partying or not, that's a lot of, chugging that much liquor is a challenge, let alone, eating some of your dog's pills.
And the thing is, though, I never did drugs. I never was, street term pill popper or dope or none of that stuff.
Right.
So to answer that question thoroughly, I was blank. I was empty here. I've lost, and I felt like I lost everything. My dad's gone. My mom's battling cancer.
Yeah.
How long is she going to be around?
Yeah.
Right. I feel I've let my brother down. I've definitely, I've let, obviously, the woman that I was with, I've obviously let her down in some way, shape, or form. Right.
Right.
I've let myself down over the years. I didn't make it in the NFL like I wanted to. I didn't make it to the UFC like I wanted to. I'm just short. So at this point, this is all I was called for. I did my time here. I put in my hours.
Yeah.
Let me take 32 capsules of God knows what, and nice Cuban rum that I got for my 30th birthday.
Wow.
And let's hope for the best. But that's the thing. For the first time in a very long time, I didn't want to wake up. I prayed that I would not wake up. I was angry at God that I woke up.
Yeah.
I was angry.
So what was that? So what was that like? When you woke up and you're like, shit.
I failed.
I
failed again. I failed again. That plays something. So viewers, listen to me. I failed. To me, I failed through my football career. I failed at MMA. I failed with my family. I failed at taking my own life.
Yeah.
But
so did you change your relationship with failure then? I'm assuming that that's probably a big part of your provoking moment and your changing moment, is that you had to probably fall in love with failure and realize that it was not such a big deal. And it was actually better for you to do that, and thank God, right? Thank God that you failed on that one.
Amen.
But leading up until that point, and I guess what you learned afterwards, because I think that, if there's somebody listening right now that needs to hear this message, is that, okay, so it didn't work, right? Like, thank God, Okay. But what did we learn from it? And what did you have to do, I guess, on the inside to make sure that, you were moving in the right direction again?
I had to start peeling layers back like an onion.
Yeah.
Of me, because for so long I was wearing a mask. So I was questioning everything about me. As my mentor has taught me, you ask good questions, they can take you wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
So I started to ask myself better questions. Was I made to play college ball? Was MMA something I enjoyed? What do you want to be? Who are you?
Mm-hmm.
Because listen, I wasn't the best drug dealer. I was like this laid back, chill drug dealer. You couldn't even tell I was a drug dealer. My friends had no idea. To this day, they're like, "No, you weren't."
Right.
They never saw me, and
you don't really fit the bill, but sure.
Right. But I had to peel layers back and really find out me and embrace these failures as they were lessons. There was something for me more to learn in life, and I have to, be honest. That one attempt wasn't my last attempt.
Yeah, I know that. I learned that. Yeah.
It wasn't my last attempt.
So I guess let's talk about that roller coaster a little bit, because you did learn some things from your first attempt.
Yeah.
And then what sparked the second attempt, and what happened there? And then I guess what was the bigger lesson learned, from those two combined?
I would have to say that facing that failure, right? I've learned so much from the first attempt. I've learned so much just in life in general. But the thing that was battling the most is, I'd have to say maybe that when I first attempted, I had maybe an outer body experience. Mm-hmm. And I love sharing this, and I get the chills before I even start saying it. But I faced my first demon for the first time in my life. And he's haunted me every step of my journey to this day.
Yeah.
To this day, my demon has haunted me day in and day out, because your demon does not want to see you succeed. They don't want to see you full of joy when you've been down that dark road.
Right.
They just don't want to see it. Well, you failed. Let's try it this way.
Yeah.
2 months ago, I was trying it again. But this time was a guarantee.
Right.
Was a guaranteed if I jumped off that bridge.
Yeah.
There wasn't no coming back. There wasn't a learning lesson from a failed attempt.
Yeah.
It was a guaranteed this time. But I knew inside of me, deep inside of me, there was so much more to me. There was so much more to my life. I have a 1-year-old that needs me here, Clinton. There's a 1-year-old that needs me here. There's people who need me here.
Yeah.
That night was me facing my demon face to face and saying, no more.
Yeah.
No more. And sometimes we have to go face to face with the things that scare us the most.
Yeah. Well, and let's talk about that for a second, because before, you didn't have like somebody else in your life that you were responsible for. Sure, you had your family, but now you have your daughter.
Yeah.
And it's a totally different ball game. I have a daughter, totally different ball game. When she was born, I was like, oh my God. Like, your ego goes out the door, your selfishness goes out the door, your patience goes out the door. No, I mean, he does, there's a lot, your money goes out the door.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that change, but I think you're right. I think your responsibility changes. I think, and a lot of times people don't understand, because it seems like to me that you were and quote me if I'm wrong here, living for everybody else.
Yeah.
But nobody to live for, including yourself. But then you got somebody to live for, right? Somebody that depended on you, because those other people didn't really depend on you. No. You just did and experienced this life for them, not for you, right? And now you're living for you and for somebody else.
Wow, and I love every bit of it. And
Yeah.
you know, my fiance and my daughter, and you know, just my family in general brings some kind of like bundle of emotions. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
because you know, I can't say that every relationship is sunshine and rainbows. We'd be living in fantasy land. It's not, you
Right.
know. But there's always a learning lesson to me now.
Yeah.
You know, like you were saying there, even with patience, it's so hard. It's extremely hard.
Yeah.
And balance and peace and joy. But this 1-year-old can bring that out of me, has helped
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
She doesn't even know it, right? And I can't
Yeah.
wait to share it with her, you know, a long time down the road of what I've, you know, put myself through to bring me where I am today and obviously then. But she has helped me overcome a lot of odds.
Yeah.
You know, when I had the losing hand, she deep inside was still betting on me.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, she's your biggest fan.
Yes.
You know, she really is. I mean, and you know, that's such a powerful thing because you know, I think that people get lost in the world of image and identity and what they're supposed to be and how it's supposed to be, that you lose sight of who you are supposed to be. And sometimes you have these moments throughout life that are, you know, wake up calls and sometimes blessings, you know, and so on and so forth. But that's powerful that, wow, even, I mean, now how do you deal with this now? I mean, are there times to where things get dark again? And then I guess, you know, for somebody that's listening right now or anybody that's listening right now, because we all go through very, very dark times. How do you get out of those dark times? Or how do you at least limit the amount of dark times?
Absolutely. You know, I feel it's something that I will struggle for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I truly do. I truly do. You know, I have no shame. I see counselors. You know, I spend time with God. But the biggest thing is that I've just taken time for me.
Yeah.
I'm talking about real good time for me to, if my head's spinning, my fiance, my family know, just let me process what's going on here. And then I'm going to come back to you and I'm going to let you know, hey, I'm struggling maybe with the gym. Maybe I'm struggling financially. Maybe I'm struggling just with who I am and maybe just need a hug. A lot of men, you know, I love to speak to because sometimes we feel we're too macho to reach for a hug. We're too macho to, you know, break down. You know, I've gotten that way sometimes, you know, to my own fiance. And then there's times where I've broken down and just voice how I feel. And I think that's what I'm working on now is really just breaking the shield off. And again, going back to that onion peeling off and really letting my emotions pour out of me. Because I struggle, you know, I struggle day in and day out, just like I'm probably sure a lot of our viewers do.
Yeah.
You know, with life battles, especially with the world of chaos. But we have to eliminate the world of chaos and just one day at a time.
Yeah.
And work on us. And you know, I have it here every day for the past probably half a year is my gratification and I am affirmations. And it's a daily reading for me to just remember, look how far you've come.
Right.
Look how far you've come, man.
Well, and let's talk about that for a second, because I think a lot of people, when you talk about affirmations, you talk about gratitude, you talk about this type of somebody told me the other day, this jibber jabber, this babble, this, you know, speaking in tongues like you do, you know, because he knows that I'm a motivator and he knows that I'm all about gratitude, especially in the morning. Like that's like you were talking about your morning routine is like really, you know, but saying them out loud and speaking out loud, like people, when I walk the dogs in the morning, they must think like, oh, hey, there's the crazy guy again, Mom, talking to himself, because I am, you know, like I am lining up the day. I mean, these affirmations that are coming out. What does that positive type speaking do? And even if it isn't out loud, and even if it is inside, what does that do for you, Jeremy? Because I know what it does for me, but I know you and I are different. What does that do for you?
It literally can change my mood from heading down to a dark alley to realizing that it's not so bad. And I think that's what a lot of us need to do, is that we get so worked up in a situation, so amped up in chaos. If we would just pause, pump the brakes for a second. Breathe, realize that we made it. We made it till 12 o'clock in the afternoon. We made it till 5, whatever time the frustration kicks in. We've made it this far. We've overcome the day pretty much.
Yeah.
So let me just put the brakes on for a minute, regroup myself, and literally I go right back to my affirmations. I'm great. I woke up this morning and told myself I was grateful for the day. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for giving me this day of another day of opportunity. Where I can go out there and express me fully and honestly. I'm grateful for that. So if I have a moment, which I had one this afternoon. I was like, man, I got to pump this marketing. I got to get these flyers out this week. How am I going to do that? I got client. Pump the brakes, dude. You still got time. But we try to cram everything in just one bundle.
Well, and I think that we do that a lot with association, right? Like, a couple of things that I talk to my clients about, and I know that you do as well, is that, people wait until the last minute to be able to do something.
Oh, yeah.
And procrastination, like, is the mother of all evil. It's like the unnecessary drug, like, I'll do it. And then boom, and it comes up, then you panic. And then you, like you say, you got to pump the brakes a little bit because, look, as a father, as a husband, as a business owner, like there's a million things that are going on. It's not only me in my household, right? Like, and now I work at home. So now it's even like double, like I can't even escape anybody, right? Like you're here, like everything is going on, and that's powerful. Well, I guess I got to ask you this. I mean, for you to give your best piece of advice for the listeners out there, and whether that's in their business, whether that's in their personal life, that's whether they, look, if they get into a dark place, what do they do to snap out of it? Or, look, man, I mean, you've dropped all sorts of knowledge and nuggets, on this call already today. But if you were to give one piece of advice, what would that be?
First things first, I'd say never forget who you are. Never forget who you are, man. What you've gone through up to this point, I could be talking to youth and you can only be 12 years old. I could be talking to someone 60 years old. It does not matter. We have to be grateful for the day that we are in today. Because I know firsthand, and as mad as I was 3 years ago, I wasn't guaranteed tomorrow. You have to overcome the odds that are against you every single day. You have to overcome the obstacles and the challenges that are placed on your plate. Because I just shared, you've either have gone through something, you're in the midst of something, or you're getting prepared for something. That's just how life is. And there's nothing that anybody can say or do about it but you. So if you find out who you are, you find out what it is about you that makes you happy, turns the gears and gets you frustrated, all those things, you find out, take time for you. I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% now, but I'm pretty sure you can pretty much overcome every single challenge, obstacle, trial and tribulation that you're faced with. But it all starts with you because, as I say, it starts with you and it ends with you. As my pop says, you got to keep on keeping on.
100%. Wow, that's so awesome because you do got to take it one day at a time. Stop and what is that old people like? I hate to date us, but they say what? Stop and smell the roses, right? It's like stop and smell the roses a little bit because you're absolutely right. Look. Before you get out of control about a situation and have a oh shit moment, we all have them. You know, you're right. I mean, I like what you said. Can you repeat? You're either what? Going through something, you've gone through something, or you're getting prepared to go into something.
Right. Always.
Wow.
Oh,
Always.
Think about it. And no matter what, we can get off this call now, and guess what? The day's not over. Somebody can rub you the wrong way on a message and Facebook or the podcast.
Right.
Vice versa. The day's not over.
Right.
But, you know, it could happen tomorrow. But the thing is, like you were saying there, and the old heads say it best, stop and smell the roses, because we're so fast paced.
Yeah.
We want to get it all done. Success does not happen overnight, but I can tell you what you can, whatever you define success as now, because a lot of people think as, you know, I've been taught, I've thought money, cars, clothes, girls, all that thing was success. It isn't.
Right.
I was miserable. I was living a lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
But peace and joy, to me, peace and joy.
Yeah. Those right there, man. Yeah.
Like seeing my clients now transform and hearing about their weight losses. One of my clients now wearing the same clothes he started in just because they're looser on him. 28 pounds later, he's down. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm ready for more. And guess what? That took a process.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't happen overnight. Yeah.
It didn't happen overnight. And that's where a lot of
nothing great ever does.
Nope.
That's awesome, man. Wow. Well, I appreciate you being on. I know we had a little bit of technical mumbo jumbo there, but we definitely got over. It's definitely worth every last bit, man. I mean, just a powerful message. And, you know, I guess for everybody that's, you know, that's listening right now, look, where can they find you, Jeremy? I mean, let's talk about that for a second. So I know you got a couple handles that you're using. I know that you've added some from, you know, for your speaking engagements as well.
Yeah, I first want to say this. The adversary, the enemy didn't want this to happen. They didn't want two powerful, you know, speakers and influencers and motivators to come together to impact people around the world. He didn't want that.
Right.
But we didn't get defeated. We didn't reschedule.
Right.
Viewers, you have to do the same thing as every day that's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
It may be your friends, your family members. They don't want to see you succeed. They're going to tell you to stop doing whatever you want to do in life.
Right. Right.
You have to make the choice. Because Clinton, I could have said, hey, let's just schedule for tomorrow at 6.
Yeah.
We didn't do that.
No.
You overcome it, and you bring a powerful message. You bring the powerful energy to spread to everybody.
That's right, man.
And you can get more of this information. You can get more of the energy, more of my story. You can DM me, message me, call me. I'm open ears. But I would love to connect with all of you on Facebook at Jeremy Davis. You can follow my podcast page at Make a Change Father and Son Podcast. Also, Be Your Inspiration on Facebook. My business page will be Jeremy Davis Fitness on Facebook. Right now, we're in a huge special. So virtual, in person, we can connect. And then Instagram, Mr. Be Great Today. And Instagram for the business page would be Jeremy Davis Fitness 1. And just see the transformations that we're doing. I'm definitely about, mental health. So right now I'm getting ready for the suicide prevention, walk out of darkness, walk and run.
Nice.
I get that December 5th. I'm looking for donations. And again, all proceeds go to the American Suicide Prevention Program. Nothing comes to me. I love walking for them because, of course, I raise awareness as mental health is huge. Suicide is huge. It's gone up in the world that we live in right now. And it's sad to see, lost some people that my fiance knows has lost some people. So it's huge. So again, I would love to connect with each and every one of you. I would love to hear your stories. Maybe we can relate. Maybe we can kick off ideas of how to overcome things together. I'm no better than any of you. Never think that us speakers, a lot of speakers out there, wear this mask that they're the best out there.
Yeah.
Listen, they got battles.
Yeah, exactly.
They got battles.
They're either in a battle, right? Been in a battle,
Yep.
right?
Get
Or
ready
preparing
for
for battle, all right? Or preparing for battle.
Amen.
Awesome, brother. Well, thank you so much for being on our show today. I'm going to have you hang around for a second, Jeremy. Everybody else that's listening, look, if you like this, you know where to find Jeremy. Of course, share this. Somebody needs to hear this message today, tomorrow, the next day, years down the line. I appreciate everybody being on and tuning into the Provoke Coach podcast. Remember, where you need to provoke positive change in people and, of course, your peak performance as well. We will talk soon.